So in order to talk about retreat experience, start with the Daruni mantra. I think some of you memorize it. I did ask you, recite Nirvana Sutra. It is good for, um, uh, it's it's a way of remove obstacles, and it's also a way of accumulating merit. It's also a way of connecting with the Buddha Dharma directly through Nirvana Sutra. And so we're going to recite a mantra together. If you memorize, then close your eyes and read it. Otherwise, Nirvana Sutra, there is a Daruni mantra. And I will ask because few people I know memorize it. And including myself, because I did a lot of practice with the Nirvana Sutra. Nirvana Sutra repetition takes um, only one set for me because I have to middle of the recitation. I have to stand up sometime because of that. So it takes 4 or 5 hours, and I done almost 100 repetition. It's a close to 500-hour practice, close but not complete yet during the retreat, and I'm hoping soon I will finish that. So I recite the Dharani. Let's recite Dharani together. Today I will lead, and then I have a student, Jace, also memorize, and a few other people memorize it. Okay. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Arihante Dharani Teya. Very good. So my experience before do that, connect with the root guru. Pardon, so Lama Ramboje, Dagache or Bengali, Kadenjan Gurkon, Kuzon, Pardon, so Lama Ramboje, Dagache or Bengali, Kadenjan Gurkon, Kuzon, Doji, Pardon, so Lama Ramboje, Dagache or the Kadenjan Gurkon, Kuzon, Doji, So my experience in a retreat is large, and I don't know where to start, how to start. But I try to share some memories and some experience that I had. I found that Nirvana Sutra, in my retreat practice, Nirvana Sutra is a sign of meeting Buddha. It's not ordinary happen. Nirvana, come to contact with the Nirvana Sutra and understand what is say inside and then put into practice. It's not happening all of this by accident. It is saying that Nirvana Sutra actually appears in your practice, in your mind, is actually your meeting face to Buddha. Buddha Shakyamuni, he said himself in Nirvana Sutra that, and I conformed with my teeny tiny wisdom. My teeny tiny wisdom says, that's it. There is nothing you can ask for more than that. Period. That is the understanding comes to me in my retreat. Nirvana Sutra also talk about bodhicitta. It says all dharmas of Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana, all into one is within the Mahayana, the great vehicle, Mahayana. And essence of that is essence of Dharma. And I am convinced that no need to worry too much about this practice, that practice, this practice, that practice. One practice, Nirvana Sutra, read the text and put into contemplate and meditate. And the Nirvana Sutra, if you understand Nirvana Sutra message and you put that into your action, in other words, bring that into your body, speech, mind, as day and night, you bring the Nirvana Sutra practice inseparable with your body, speech, or mind, then it says, Nirvana Sutra saying, very clearly it's saying, You maybe look like ordinary human being, but your mind is a bodhisattva mind. Your mind is a Mahayana mind, a great, great mind, a Buddha mind. For you, such such a person, for you, is everything is Dharma. Everything is a Buddha. Everything is Dharma. Everything is a Sangha. It is say in the Nirvana Sutra. So it's a beautiful that Nirvana Sutra came to us in there. I also found out the why it's so difficult. Why it's so difficult to find the Nirvana Sutra? Why it's so special about it? Well, going back to Nirvana Sutra, it mentioned very clearly, very vividly, very clearly, very clear crystal. It mentioned is saying, if you do not have a good karma, which you accumulated in your previous life, if you do not have a good merit and wisdom, which you accumulated in life before life, you will not be here where you are now. It is saying you will be in a place where you don't hear Dharma at all. You don't know what Dharma means. Even Buddha walking in front of you, you just think it's a wild animal walking in front of you. Or you might see a grass or tree or piece of rock. You won't able to see. And a bodhisattva asks Buddha why that they cannot see. What's wrong with that? The Buddha saying, their confusion, their karma, their defilement is so thick and so many layers that only they see things different than what they should see. And they hear things different than what they should hear. And they should understand the wrong, they understand wrong thing instead of right thing. All of this is a accumulation of countless lifetime managed to negative confusion, negative emotions that matter cloud so thick you can't even see a light of the sun and moon even. It is said very clearly there. When I think about that, when we think about that, then we may be very, very, very fortunate ones, lucky ones, very special. In other words, I'm not making indulging my ego, but those who met me and those who practice the Dharma are very, very special category. Their level is very, very high. Their understanding is very, very high. Their wisdom is very high. Their compassion is very high. That is the reason we see each other and come to contact each other, and we are very attached to each other. In other words, we feel connection. We feel connection there. That is the reason. That is the reason that we are feeling special about it. But the Nirvana Sutra is saying you are accurate, you are right. It is what's happening. It's not happening because without cause and effect. It's all cause and effect that what's happening now. Nirvana Sutra also say in a text saying, this lifetime, what you are come to, what you brought on table here, are continue next lifetime and next lifetime, next lifetime. You will increase life after life, life after life, as long as you don't lose connection with the Nirvana Sutra practice. Nirvana Sutra talk about the three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Nirvana Sutra talk about ultimately they are one, that they are not three. Nirvana Sutra talk about three yanas. Ultimately, all one yana, there is no three yana. Nirvana Sutra talk about I and other is one, because you confuse and you divide I and other. All others are part of I, because I exist, other is also exist. If I does not exist, other does not exist. But I alone does not exist either. The reason I exist is I and other, interdependent coexistence. Divided mind, because a divided mind brings a lot of problem. When you and I do Nirvana Sutra and me talking about Nirvana Sutra, you might think, is that true? Is that real? Is that really? I don't trust it completely. I doubt. That is the divided mind. Nirvana Sutra saying all Dharma practitioners on the universe who become a best practitioner, who become a high level understanding, who become a lot of gain wisdom and lot of merit, who become that is saying somebody understand Nirvana Sutra 100% plus more. If you and I not understand Nirvana Sutra 100% and plus, then we have a lot of homework to do. We have a lot of homework to do. You and I have a lot of homework to do. Homework to do. And homework to do. We have a lot of homework to do. We have a lot of homework to do. Now, my Dharma brother, Dharma sisters, all of us, we need to do our homework. And when we do our homework means when we practice ourselves, I want you to remember one thing. The Buddhas and Bodhisattva 10 directions are surrounded with us. Because the Nirvana Sutra, in my retreat, I did the practice. Its section says that the past Buddhas, present Buddhas, future Buddhas, and countless Bodhisattvas. Buddha Shakyamuni told Buddha Bodhisattva, he told one Buddha or one Bodhisattva name, if sentient being, any sentient being, any human being, any sentient being make a connection and repeat 3 times with the faith, with the devotion, with the respect, then you are already protected falling into 3 lower realms. You do not have to go 3 lower realms because you recite Buddha name or Bodhisattva name one time or three times because of that. So you and I, we are capable to do three times, no matter how sicky we are, no matter how confused we are, no matter how busy we are. In my retreat, I saw that everybody is busy. Why? Because everybody doing something, what they think most important thing is to do what they're doing. But I found out that none of them has something to do with the Dharma practice. It's a more likely more confusion and more problems and more gossip or more idle talk, what we call um, human rights. I have human rights, so I can talk anything I want to say. I can say that. So what you Buddha saying, no, no, talking will bring you a lot of problem for you later. Buddha say, don't talk too much. If you don't talk, it's a better, it's a blessing because they didn't hear anything from you, so at least they leave you alone. But if they hear you, there's always a reason somebody can generate anger, hatred, jealousy because they heard something from you. You don't think that's happening. You didn't see that happening. You just say, oh, this is the normal thing to say. So, but it's apparently it's not normal thing. It makes World War II begins. It was normal talk for you, but it was the beginning of World War II in your life. That happened. So Nirvana Sutra saying we need to restrain, means we need to stop talking too much about others. But that does not mean we cannot talk at all. We can talk good things about others. We don't have to talk bad things about others. We can talk good things about others. It's funny, people dead, then they're talking about good things about that person. But when they're alive, nobody talking about good things about that person much. Um, but talking about something very good things about after death, it is very late because he cannot hear what, no matter how you say good things about your father and mother or uncle, you're attached to this, but he's already dead. So he cannot hear what you're saying. So it is saying that there is always good side of everybody. There is always a bad side of everybody. Why? Because everybody is not Buddha yet. Everybody is not Bodhisattva yet. They all have fault. So Dharma followers, you and I need to remember to best thing is not say much, but if you say the good things about others, and that is the line, that is the boundary, how we will uh, stop creating negative karma by saying. Because a mind and a vowel or voice and a mind have a connection, without a mind, you're not saying too much. If you're saying something without mind, it doesn't make any sense. So if it makes sense, that means your mind involved. And it also shows that the way you're saying, what you're saying is inseparable with your mind at that moment. So your moment of your mind, even though Buddha mind, Bodhisattva mind, temporarily confused because you're putting in the wrong places or you're mixing with the wrong things, negative things. negative emotions, anger, hatred, jealous, wanting, needing, hurtful or harmful things. Because we need to reduce that. And the Nirvana Sutra is saying, if you cannot help all sentient beings, I understand. How about no harmful? Stop hurting other is the step number one, and step number two is helping others. Helping others, that is one step higher. And then bodhisattvas, Buddhas, help countless beings. And then Nirvana Sutra, I found out that bodhisattva, bodhisattva, namely uh, uh, Jamyang Chana Dorjee Chinese, Manjushiri, Chana Dorjee, Bajarpani, Chinese, our Lokateshwara, Sai Nyingbo, Samdgadra, Sai Nyingbo, Dapat Namsar, 5, and then Kunda Zambo, Samant Badra, Kunda Zambo, Maitre Buddha, Jambu Yang, Sai Nyingbo, Namku Nyingbo, Jamba Kunda Zang, Jamba, Maitre Buddha, Jamba Kunda Zang, Dapat Jamyang Chana Dorjee Chinese, Sai Nyingbo, Dapat Namku Nyingbo, Akash Barba, Namku Nyingbo, Jamba, Maitre, Kunda Zang. All these 8 bodhisattvas, all these eight bodhisattvas, their activity is nothing other than benefiting sentient being. And we, sentient beings, we can connect with the 8 bodhisattvas, each one of them, how they countless benefits the sentient beings that they liberate, how they benefit. And we can also do as a Manjushri did. We can do as a Chinese they did. We can do as the Bajapani, how they did it. All of this we can do. So if we can remember that way, our life is also nothing other than a Devachin, and our activity is nothing other than Bodhisattva activities. And our beneficent sentient beings is nothing other than bodhisattvas and Buddhas. And we can do that right this moment into onward. It is just question of what you like to do. Okay, now we recite mantra. Can you lead the mantra, sir? Same mantra.
Namo Buddhaya, Namo Sanghaya, Namo Sanghaya, Anande Narani Deyata, Akashani Bhavini, Sarva Dharma Nirvani, Esa Mala Vikasana, Nimana Supari, Dharma Nikana, Varani Saya, Dhamma Sare Guru Sirele, Mindra Soha, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Padam Vedayami Kriyata, Parashami Bhavini, Sarva Nirvani, Esamala Vivasana, Vimana Supari, Dharma Nikana, Varuni Sayantamali, Sari Guru Shivi Mindra Soha, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya, Anande Sarva Dharma Vipajini Esamada Vivajana Vimala Sukari Dharma Vikrala Varaduti Sanya Dhamma Le Sale Kulu Sivite Mindra 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 Soa.
Oh, thank you reciting. I meant to remind you, some students might think I don't know enough Dharma to practice. Actually, people who are just one time, if you come to class, you cannot say you don't know Dharma. One time you can, if you hear some part of the Dharma, and that practice itself become a main seed to increase your wisdom, increase your Dharma understanding this lifetime, and continue next reincarnation, it become bigger, and it become bigger. It never disappeared. Buddha said, "Lema jepa mente, jepa chu masa." Lema jepa mente, you don't have to deal with the karma. It is not created by you. Lema jepa mente, jepa chu masa. If you did, you created it, and it's not gonna disappear without deal with. That means it shows that our happiness, our lifestyle, our situation, our conditions, physical condition package, that each one of us, the package, it comes with a cause and effect. And you want to change that, you can practice. Buddha saying that we can't just trust that God will help you. God is powerful. God has a lot of good qualities. You can reincarnate God from, and you become God too. But sooner or later, you're not Buddha yet. In other words, you are not transcend all good and bad. Therefore, sooner or later, from God realm to the demigod realm, to the human realm, to the animal realm, hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. I don't want to talk about this. But the number of the hell realm and hungry ghost realm and animal realm, when I see that, or in my mind, when I see that, it overwhelms me. How I know? Human realm is a very small compared with those three. And then from human, then God is even smaller than that. And then God realm even smaller than that. But this sixth realm is actually cycle that we are going. Sometimes we reincarnate one of the damn higher ones. So sometimes we reincarnate a lower one. How I know Nirvana Sutra say, proof is you're here. You are here with the physical body, so-called physical body. And whether you like it or not yourself, you have no choice. You trapped. You are inside your physical body. It's like this fruit, and this fruit is for some people think yum yum. Other people think it will be, oh, that's my house. Or some people might think this is that their friend, or they think protection. So our physical body is like fruit. And of course, the fruit has a lot of problem if we don't eat in the right time. And fruit has a lot of problem, and fruit has a process of root is to take a lot of time and cause and effect. Same with our body is like fruit. And then when we get some white here and little wrinkles, it shows you, ooh, it's going down. Welcome to wisdom world. Still, you didn't learn anything. Maybe you won't learn anything this lifetime. So, Sarva Mangalam,
Seva
Sarva Mangalam,
Mangalam.
Sarva Mangalam. So, retreat experience, those are my retreat experience. And then also, I found out that great Yogi Milarepa or Rechompa or Naropa, Matropa, how they choose to renounce everything and meditate. Actually, renounce everything is an ultimate task because if we can't renounce everything, we can't renounce anything. Sentient beings and 21st century Dharma practitioners, I'm not talking about you guys because you guys are a little bit serious compared with other people. Or I can say you guys are a little bit crazier than the regular people. Now, that is the reason you are here. Now, um, uh, so it is truth. It is a truth that renounce 21st century practitioner dharmas, they want wisdom, they want compassion, they want bodhicitta practice, but they don't want to change anything, their part, their behavior, their way of talking, their way of thinking, their way of confused state of mind. They don't change any of those. So they want a wisdom and a compassion. It doesn't work well. And that is the reason a lot of practitioners are difficult to say kind of dharma shopper. They're shopping something, but they're really not shopping anything. They think they're shopping, but they don't shop anything. They think they got something, they didn't get anything. What I am saying here is that to practice a dharma takes a much, much deeper level connection, deeper level understanding, and deeper level faith and devotion. It takes that. And it's not just words. That is a beautiful teaching. Beautiful teaching can be beautiful practice for you. Beautiful, powerful teaching could be powerful practice for you. Then it is a really deal. Otherwise, it's not a deal. So we need to remember that all the time. And so we need to focus our mind very, very clearly, very strongly. Focus, Dharma practice. So if you do 5 minutes practice, or 20 minutes practice, or hour practice, or more, quality is important. So quality means that your body, speech, mind are synchronized. If your body, speech, mind are not synchronized, then what happens is that the benefit of that practice that you did is less because you are not fully focused. Your mind, body, speech, mind all need to be synchronized. I think that is something you guys need to remember. Quality, quality, quality. Where is the depend on quality? Oh, Lama said body, speech, mind need to be synchronized. Means they all have to be team up same time. You think you can do it? All of you need to remember, because including myself, we need to remember. And I'll take one or two questions. If you have a question, people far away, if you have a question physically, people are here, and if the Dharma teaching makes sense and powerful, you invite more involved with the Dharma practice. Because I found myself in the retreat, end of our story. End of the story means each one of us a story. The end of the story, the Dharma practice is only something we talk about and something we attach to it. Other than that, there's nothing much left. All dissolved into wind and space. Sarva Mangalam.
Sarvamangalam.
Question, answer now. And try to remember retreat experience. So you need to ask question, experience, something to do with experience. Then we're gonna be focused on that today. The theme is experience. Experience, not talking, not la 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 la, not you can remember many text name. Some people say that I have hundreds of Lama visiting teachers. Some people say I have hundreds of empowerment. But proof is that they are not really changing anything yet. That means you sort of did all of those, but really all of them is kind of little wishy-washy. American word is a wishy-washy, but maybe I will say it's not effective, not effective. And practice need to be effective. And a retreat is the one way to do more effective yourself. Some people ask me, Lama, don't you feel lonely because you are not talking to anybody, seeing anybody months and months? I said, no. And they said, why? I said, you all are with me. When you think about me, you're already there. So you don't leave me alone. Now you tell me, Lama, you get lonely. Oh, no. I can go for 100 years. I'm all by myself. Still, it's not going to be long. So that's maybe secret, but that's what I experience.
Lama, is it common in the Tibetan culture for householders to also do their own private retreats? And if so, do you recommend that we here attempt or try to do our own personal retreats?
Individual.
Yes, sir.
Individual.
Yes, sir.
It is individual retreat. It's very hard. You know why? Because yes, it is possible you do individual retreat with your family or with your whoever with you, but it's very hard to do because everything is the same before retreat, and then you do little practice. It's a little bit harder, although some people will try to do practice in the same environment, the same family, and the same space, same shrine room, same with the chair with the family. And it's a challenge, it's a hard, and I have some experience myself. But it's better than nothing, because if you, even a family, you're doing practice, is better than nothing, even though it may not be perfect. If you are alone, seclusive retreat by yourself, and then it leads to less destruction immediately, because nobody is saying, hello, is anybody home? Nobody asking like that and give you some more time for practice, and that is good. But it say in 37 practice of Bodhisattva saying, you need on Jarse Lali. You need on Jarse Lali, Tibetan word. You need on Jarse Lali. If you get rid of bad place, is a Bodhisattva activity. And one of the activity is that you leave your home and then you go to retreat and practice. And the monks and nuns are, because of that, they leave the home, then they walking towards the monastery, say, I had enough problems. Now I give up everything. So they're going towards the monks and nuns, nunnery monastery. From that day, they cut out the hair, shave the hair, and then they do practice. Say, I had enough problems with samsara. Now I'm going to do Dharma practice. That's the reason they become monk and nun. So I have a little bit experienced that too in my life. Next question.
Rinpoche, did you have any notable dreams you could share with us?
Oh yeah, many dreams, but dream is beautiful because it makes you smile. Dream is good. Among noticeable is perhaps I can say once I remember right now. I have written it. Some of them you can translate, help me. But one of them is I had a dream that there was hundreds of monks and I must be crazy about monks. So I'm with the monks and many monks. And then at some point, there is a high-ranking Lama is going to performing empowerment. And I found out I was a chief main guest for the empowerment. And then the empowerment is the Manu Tatsum. Empowerment of Milarepa, empowerment of Marpa, empowerment of Gambopa. They're going to do this Lama, and this Lama is the one I have a connection with, a strongly connection with all what I received teachings from him. And he's going to give it to me and those empowerments. And then matter of the subject discussing with that, and then I brought up what about Padi Gersum. Basically, I asked, I need the empowerment of Bajir Yogini and Chakra Sambhava and Kolo Demcho. These three I need. And talking about these three with the San Lama, it was good dream. It was really good dream. Makes very special. But Nirvana Sutra talk about the sign of the dreams. They say if you receive that kind of dream, you're talking to the Buddha and be with the Buddha. So like that. So I think somewise, since Nirvana Sutra, I can read and there's translation, a book, Nirvana Sutra translation. It's available, so everybody can read. It's a very good. That's one of them. Is that enough?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Any other question?
You know, even if you practice, sometimes when you practice, it's going to be easy for you to practice and have an effective practice. But there are going to be times in your life where life just takes over. Your problems are not they're problems for everyone, and you're going to have an overwhelming problem. In times like that, is there anything you can do to make your practice better effectively? Because life will overwhelm you and then you can't practice. You don't have clarity of the mind. in times like that?
Yeah, that is a very good question, and many people have same dilemma,
Yes.
same situation. Many people have that. So that question is Bodhisattva. I think it was Manjushri asked Buddha Shakyamuni about why people have sometimes a very connect with practice and other times kind of slow down and back up and difficult to continue. Why this? They ask in Nirvana Sutra. The reason Nirvana Sutra comes to my mind is that I spend a tremendous time with every day with the meditation and practice in my way of doing. May not be a great, but my mind, I did my best. So, and Nirvana Sutra is saying that is the um, sign of weakness, a sign of strength of your practice is not strong. In other words, it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of eh, one side is a problem, other side is the solution and problem. Let's say medicine and disease. So the more disease is more, then medicine is less powerful and less come to mind. More medicine, less sickness, then overpowered with the negative disease because you have more medicine than more disease. So this is like a balance kind of thing. So a lot of people have this problem. It was not only you, many people have same question, same problem. So Buddha saying that "Kona lao ma jo ba ma de ka yu ma ya de ba ne ba jong ba ne ba chen bo zo ba cha kona lao ma jo ba mu de ka yu ma ya de che ne ba chong kon be ne ba chen bo gom zo ba chen bo gom ba cha." So the translation for that is habit, 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 habit. Whatever you put more habit, eventually that habit will win. Habit, habit, habit. Con lawan mo jo bang. It basically say if you want to accomplish something and accumulate something, if you don't give up before completed, you will complete it. Con lawan mo the kind. If you're patient with the little problems, and accumulation of that patient, eventually, even you get a big problem, you can deal with without any problem. So that means kona lawan mojo muita kaya pero little problems you can patient and you can deal that patient, that practice of slowly habit. Eventually, even you get a bigger problem that in front of you, you have to face, you can handle well because you have enough accumulated patience to deal with negative pain or problem. So, in other words, a habit, whichever big habit, that will in charge. That is Buddha said, so I didn't make it up. If I can make it up like that, then I must be a very smart guy. So, are you with me, everybody? So, Buddha saying that Dorjee tamche matapa sakye tamche donga wa chu tamche tongchen dhamma po teaching, for Dom means for condensed teaching by Buddha saying, Buddha say everything is impermanent. If we remember that things doesn't stay too long, it doesn't bother you. Things change, Buddha say everything changes. If you remember that, Buddha said accumulation, everything, material, everything. It says that by the end of is a suffering. So Sakyatam don't know means accumulate is a accumulate, but process of accumulating a lot of suffering and then keeping that a lot of suffering. And then some point that you are, doctor says you're not going to live too long or something, and then you realize, oh, well, I accumulated this much things in my head, I can't even use it anymore. Now you are suffering because you think. Of course, sometimes you say, I can live it with my family, children, or maybe you could say, I'm going to live it with my guru or lama, somebody, because I have this too much. I can half of them, I'm going to live with their guru. You can do that, but still, accumulation, end of the accumulation is letting it go. Whether who is taking doesn't matter. So the letting go. So there is a subject. Sakyatam Jido. Chutam Jitong. Buddha said everything is a part of emptiness, but we think everything is a real. So that's a problem. Nirvana is the only peace. Now, if you remember that, oh, Nirvana is the only peace, the rest there is some problem. I guess I came in the wrong place. There's a lot of problem. Wherever I go, there's a lot of problem. Buddha said. Buddha say everything is something to do with you ask for. After all, it says that you need to let it go. You don't have to carry that. Is that good? The Buddha said that. Hope you understand. See, the teachings have to be shared. That way, I make less bad karma. Serva Mangalam. Serva Mangalam. Serva Mangalam. When you look at me, each one of you see me different. Why? Because each one has own habit of karma. And each has own filters in front of me. Filter means that, camera, you put things in front of the camera, you can really take the picture well. But the quality of camera, each one is different. But I'm telling you, if you can try to see good things, when you see Lama, you try to see 100 times are better than what you see. You project that with your mind. Then, process of that, you begin to see Lama is different than a regional house. Why that happen? It's because of your mind. And you can do the same with anybody talking to, see them. Because the Buddha is saying, person next to is just as important as the Buddha in front of you.
With your little bit of gray hair, a little bit of dark and a little bit of gray, you look even more like Temple Sutram Jamsa Rinpoche than I would have dreamed possible.
He's a great being. And some reason, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, he didn't say one word, but he helped nunnery, several nunneries. Each has hundreds of nuns because his students, Dharma devotees, give money and offering money. And all of these nuns are doing Dharma practice in Nepal and Bhutan and Tibet. So he benefit. His teaching and his practice the last 5 years when he's silent become 10 times more powerful and more bigger. And I'm very inspired. And he taught me something special. And I was wondering, what do I have? Sarva Mangala. Generally, Lama live longer or attached to Lama is a human. There is a human thing going on, I mean, emotional thing. So people would say something happened with their guru, some cry, some sad, and sense of loss. All of those are happening. 16 Karmapa saying that including doctor and close disciple watching when he was sick, 16 Karmapa, consider my supreme guru. He just look at you and he says nothing happened. And also, my uncle who was either 9 year or 12 year meditate, and when he passed away, surrounded with the family and brother, and their brother's family, surrounded with, and everybody, some of them cry and ask, because he's sick, and he just kind of like smile and he says, really, I should cry for you all. Not you have to cry for me, because I did practice entire my life and there is nothing to worry about me. You haven't started anything, I should cry for you. But it's funny, you are crying and I'm not crying. That was my uncle said. Even I was a little young that time. It was before I came to India. It's a border of Nepal and Tibet. When he says something like that, I mean, I can forget many things, but that's still something I don't forget. Why I'm sharing that with you is if something happened with me, I want you to have connection with the Lama D. Dorjee, work on your practice. And also remember teachings, not physical or not activity other than Dharma. Other than Dharma is just kind of part of baggage, but no need to remember much. But the Dharma, if you can remember, teaching, and then what teaching is make you strong and practitioner. And that essence is very valuable in your life. And you cherish that, cultivate that, and remember that. So things happen between 16 Karmapa, my guru, and myself. When I do retreat and think back, I began to say it was not real. It was looked like some kind of other wrong that you were there and dealing with that. It was not like an ordinary human being can have that kind of interact, things happening there. So along the line, I found many interesting things. More than 9 lamas think that I was some kind of special. And I was some kind of part of reincarnation with the Karmapa. And I'm not saying I'm Karma. I'm saying I have some kind of connection with Karmapa. So it's not one, two. 9 of them mentioned that, and these people are mountain retreatants or sadhus or some that you never met in your life before. But when you see that and it remind you that, and not one time happened, and 9 times that happened in your life, what do you think? What you gonna do? Well, I'm dealing with that myself. So in a good way. And you and I need to include the bad people that we have and good people that we have. Bad people is not permanent. Good people is also not permanent. Good become bad, bad become good. And a life after life, they're all part of our family. So therefore, we need to embrace good and bad equally important and let it go. Because let it go, you free. If you don't let it go, you're not free much. Because you carry too many bags. So it's so heavy. Did I say too much? Sarva Mangala. Sarva Mangala. Sarva Mangala. So when you do good practice and also secret outlook is judging others are good things you judge, what good things they have and you don't have. And then if you judge others, judge good things, don't judge bad things. And then if you do that, and then your practice is a genuine. When you practice a genuine, automatically where the teaching inspire you, that Lama, that Guru, automatically more become powerful and more real and more benefit that happen. It is ourselves we need to work on. Then we hear good things about our Guru, see good things about our Guru. It's all happening inside us. And if our not improvement, our practice is not improved, then we hear wrong thing, we see wrong things. Even our Guru, everybody has a fault. And when you focus on the fault, you are disturbed and you accumulate in negative karma. So that is best longevity is you do Dharma practice genuinely from heartfelt, from deep bottom of your heart you practice. Then Nirvana Sutra saying that Lama may not be look like Buddha, but it's a manifestation of Buddha for you. You're receiving Buddha's transmission blessing. Period. Period. So you and I need to practice that with our teachers. Did I confuse you? Did I enlighten you? Wow. Quote it one more time. Nirvana Sutra saying each time Buddha taught Dharma, just like now, the listeners are improved, their wisdom, their compassion, and their size of Dharma practice improved tremendous size each time. Each session, like this session, this morning, happened. And each teaching time, when they're in the right moment with the right thought and right devotion, right faith and devotion, you promote next step, higher, higher every time, each teaching time. That happened. In the Nirvana Sutra, it mentioned in after the recitation of past Buddhas, after the recitation of present Buddhas, at this recitation of future Buddhas, each time saying their level is higher, higher, higher. And if it's no level, they got a level. Those who are one level, it becomes second level. Those on second level is third level. Third level is fourth level, like that. I'm talking about realization, experience. Now you can have that happen. And we can have that happen if we have right motivation, right attitude. Sarvamangalam.
Sarva Mangala.
Sarvamangalam.
Sarva Mangala.